Yeah, shalom, shalom, Brother Bakwash, back on that scene. Back on that scene. Happy Friday. We almost out, meaning out of the week, and about to start the Sabbath. What's a few hours from now? Quite a few hours from now. Sabbath coming in quick, every week, quick. But this is going to be a quick video, quick hit. And I keep seeing posts mainly on Facebook like this about don't buy Nikes, don't buy Adidas. And right away I follow up with if you're going to go to that length and you believe that our enemies own these businesses that a lot of our people shop from, and they become rich off of so-called Negro and Hispanic money, then why not have that same energy towards rap music? Why R&B music and rap music in the last 15 years alone has gotten to the point it's just absolutely demonic at this point. And I don't see that same energy towards the music or the record labels or the producers or even the rappers, our own people, even the rappers. And you know why that is? Because a lot of you're not real with this, man. You talk about Torah and the law and Yahweh Shai and Yeshua and Yah. You say all that, but you're not sincere because you don't want to let go rap music and R&B. You don't want to let those things go, even though you know that that's one of the main causes of the destruction of the black community. You know that that's one of the main destruction of the Latino, so-called Latino community. Don't tell me it's not. A lot of you support Fat Joe. Before Big Pun died, a lot of you supported that. And the Terror Squad. In the Bronx Latino community and the rappers that intertwine with that community. Or vice versa. Don't tell me you don't support it. You do support it. And you know the evils in it. You know the lyrics. Have you listened to Nicki Minaj's latest lyrics? Or Cardi B? Or what's the other one? Meg Thee Stallion? These are very damaging to a lot of the young women in our community. Whether they're so-called Negro or so-called Hispanics. But you support this. You are in tune and you enjoy this type of music. But my thing is, if you're going to have this energy towards Nike and judge brothers for wearing Nike, how could you do that and even listen to the type of music that plays out of your car radios, or if you're watching videos or you watching the BET Awards? A lot of you are in the faith and you still watch the BET Awards, knowing the evil that these people promote and pump from your enemies, your same enemies that have gotten rich off that type of music. I watched this video recently with Dame Dash, and he said how he couldn't understand how if he put out music or someone put out music and $1 million was made, but the rapper only got 10% and the damn devil, he got the majority of the cake. He got the lion's share of profit. Then on top of that, the enemy still benefits because what is coming out the rappers' mouths is destroying us as a people. It's one of the main foundations of our destructions next to idolatry and religion. Tell me I'm lying. Prove me wrong. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. mean, I don't understand it. There's a post that was on Twitter from Meek Mills. I had to cross out Esau's common name, if you know what I mean, because you can't just put anything on social media now. But it says Esau, I'm gonna use the word Esau because that's his biblical name. Esau have always owned everything in our culture. This is Meek Mills, a rapper, saying this. Esau have always owned everything in our culture, from record labels, which you're not going to protest or boycott. You're not going to boycott record labels because you still love the evil. You still love the evil. It's easy to say to boycott Nikes. A lot of you don't even wear Nikes. I don't wear Nikes. I wear New Balance. I don't wear Adidas. I haven't worn Adidas in over 25 years. So that's an easy walk. That's an easy subtraction from your spirit. You could do that standing on your head. Again, it says Esau has, it's supposed to be has, but he has have, always owned everything in our culture, from record labels, our favorite teams. You're not talking about walking away from football. You're judging basketball. We should boycott the NBA. Why don't you boycott all sports? All sports. If your enemy controls these industries and these industries are unfavorable towards so-called Negroes, or if the NBA does a brother dirty, then shouldn't the players who are of Negro and Indian descent, so-called blacks and Hispanics, shouldn't they all sit down? Could you imagine if all these teams sat down for Kyrie and Kanye? All these teams just took a knee or sat down and broke their contracts. Could you imagine the effect that would have on that industry? 80% of basketball players and football players, roughly 80%, I'm guessing, are so-called Negroes and Hispanics. So do you see the problem there? So if you're going to walk away from Nike or Adidas, why not go after the big dogs? Why not go after the main people or the main groups or the main industries that are actually destroying our people? Let me ask you a question. Think about this. What company or what industry does more damage to so-called blacks and Hispanics compared to Nike? In other words, if you put Nike on the table in front of you and you put R&B and rap music on the same table, which has a more devastating and severe and destructive spirit that has been destroying our people for the last 50 years? Tell me. This is why I would never ride with the majority of so-called Negroes and Hispanics, whether they're Israelites or whether they're in the world or whether they're Christians or Muslims. I would never support you because you're full of BS, the majority of you. I know that's disrespectful. You might feel a way behind that, but it's true. You'll go after Nike, but you won't go after your favorite rappers. You won't go after your favorite rappers. Technically, if you're going after Nike, shouldn't you go after 50? Shouldn't you go after Lil Wayne, who promote whoredom and drugs and murder in their videos and music? Why aren't you going after them? Because you like their material. You have respect of persons and you like their material. If you check it out, these are the main causes of our destruction: the music and religion. But I'm going to stick with music because the younger people, they're coming out of the churches, but what are they gravitating to? Music, clubs, drunkenness and whoredom and adultery. All this is promoted in music. This is why this brother Meek Mills is saying what he's saying. Esau have always owned everything in our culture, from record labels, our favorite teams, our neighborhoods, our clothing. It has always been a compliment to say we was getting money. Where do you hear that at? In the music. The brother's telling you. It has always been a compliment to say we was getting money like them, from knowing the history of them overcoming hatred. Then you go figure on that. Overcoming hatred. You figure that one out. I'm not even going to expound on that because of issues with social media. But and every time I see a post, like the one I mentioned, like this, I follow up with, why don't you protest R&B music and rap music? And all I hear is, yeah, we really should, but you don't have that same energy as towards Nike and Adidas. I wish you would come in my face and tell me, bro, you shouldn't be wearing Nikes. It's the symbol of the devil, and Esau controls that. I wish you would come in my face and tell me that BS. I wish you would. Crazy, man. Crazy. And it's going to be a while before we get back to King David status, man. And the Lord bind up the breaches. It's happening slowly. But it's going to be some time. It's going to be some time. But, hey, it's just crazy. And, hey, man, I was saying a while ago that we living in Matthew's 20:24, but we living in Deuteronomy hard body too. The Most High is making that Deuteronomy thing very known, very clear and very known. You're not going to escape these curses. A lot of you talking about, like you want to build right here in America, build in Africa. Not going to escape the curses of the Most High. I mean, who are you kidding? Who are you kidding? Most High, very clear in what he's saying. Very clear. He says, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high. And that's exactly what's happening. The stranger he has risen. He has risen above us. I mean, let's face it, man. The so-called black man and Hispanic man. I mean, I'm not talking about in the faith. Look outside the faith. We are done, man. We are done. When I'm traveling, I could just see the ignorance and the simplicity and the evil just radiating off the faces of our people as I travel. That's the curses. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. See that? He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Now, when was the last time you saw a so-called black man, or West Indian man, or Haitian man, and even to a certain level, Hispanics? When have you seen them competing and lending to the enemy, the heathens, and collecting usury, meaning interest? When was the last time you seen that? How many black banks are open in this country? You ain't going to open no black bank for a long time, because Esau, his main thing is to control the currency, and he runs a so-called federal government. You're dreaming. You had a couple of black banks and they folded, or they don't do well, because that curse is heavy on us, and you're not going to get around it. A lot of you talking about getting around the curse and moving to Africa and starting a Kanye village. That ain't going to happen, man. And you can say, oh, you just negative, you a hater. Ain't going to happen, because if it was going to happen when you were in your right mind 50 years ago, 60 years ago, 70 years ago, you were more in tune with the Most High, and you had more sense then compared to now. I mean, look in the hood. Then even brothers with money, I just made a point. 80% of athletes play in the NBA or football, if that's an accurate percentage. But why couldn't they pool their money in together and create their own banks, create their own real estate or farms or cars, all that money? Why couldn't they do that? I think we just read it. I think we just read it, man. Stop kidding yourselves. I'm out.